Ori Solomon was I guess, industrial space property owner in Las Vegas that was running a chemical weapons biolab out of it, hurting people, making them sick, potentially being done for the purposes of weapons of war, killing people. And so, guess what? U.S. drops charges against Israeli whose illegal biolab left neighbors deathly ill.
I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked.
The U.S. government has dropped all federal charges against Ori Solomon, who is now free to leave the U.S. and return to Israel, also known as he's already left the U.S. and is back in Israel, which is where he's from. Solomon's hidden illegal biolab in a rental lockup left neighbors and the police who entered it deathly ill. However, the only charges he now faces related to illegal waste disposal. Oh, you didn't dispose of that correctly in Clark County, Nevada. You know, you're going to have to suffer the consequences of that. There'll be a small fine. The official story now is that the lab was making unlicensed medical testing kits. Of course, that's what they were doing. Those, however, do not commonly make people deathly ill. Jen, would you please?
The U.S. has a track record of turning a blind eye or dropping cases in order to allow Zios to return to the colony. Notably, senior cyber spy Tom Alexandrovich was allowed to flee to the colony in 2025 after meeting several U.S. intelligence officials. I would argue an intelligence official at this point is an oxymoron, while in custody. Alexandrovich had been caught in a PDF sting operation as he arranged to meet a child for sex. Oh, so they love those there. The pro-Zio U.S. law official who allowed him to flee has a history of genocidal comments. Ziohel is harboring well over 2,000 accused or convicted PDFs and refuses extradition requests. That's quite an ally in a democracy that doesn't comply with extradition.
What
I would actually suggest that is one of the baseline requirements of an ally is extradition. But anyhow, so it has also, assisted a number of accused war criminals to flee back to the colony when they were pursued by justice groups for their crimes in Gaza.
False flags. Solomon's arrest in February came as Israeli and pro-Israeli mouthpieces raised fears of supposed Iranian chemical or biological attacks. So, what is the lesson here, ladies and gentlemen? Whenever Israel says that somebody is doing something of a criminal activity as such, believe that they are doing exactly that.
Oh, that's the lesson you got from it? The lesson I got from it is that if you're into little kids, go to the genocide state. Please go there. You should all be there and go down with that ship.
Here is the official announcement about his release.
They were tipped off to one by someone who worked in the house. They raided it early Saturday morning. Video revealing the hundreds of samples collected in vials and jugs.
What in the ever-loving fuck do you think this guy was doing there? This is like somebody...
Nothing good, right? Like nothing in the public interest.
This is like people who defend Anthony Fauci. And I want to remind people that Fauci, as much as anybody, was responsible for the AIDS epidemic in the 80s. And so when it turned out, as Rand Paul, Senator Paul had rightfully proven, that Fauci was doing gain-of-function research, there are people who still, because he's in the club, they couldn't throw him under the bus. And so now, here we are with a person who clearly was doing some form of espionage in our country, just like Jonathan Pollard, who we've already highlighted is making the rounds right now, and everybody wants to hear what he has to say for some reason. And lo and behold, we have been saying that the reason why Israel gets away with what they get away with is because they truly believe they are above the law. What the hell is this?
No, they don't believe that. They are above the law because there is no more law. I want everybody to be very clear on this. There is no rule of law. Not for countries, not for, there's no rule of law.
And if you commit,
And no enforcement of anything anyway.
and and make no mistake, these are crimes against humanity. This guy is doing weapons biotesting with the intent to kill. That's why anyone who even got these are not explosions. These are just the vials that people were allowed to breathe in, with God knows what concoctions were involved with this in terms of ammonia and God knows what other different types of hallucinogenic type of chemicals that were put into these things. What about if they were being used as pipe bombs? Did you ever stop to think about that? How many people would be killed as a result? But no, this guy's innocent, or he's simply above the pay grade.
Days later, police
Exactly.
identifying this man, Ori Solomon, as the property manager.
We have no knowledge that he had any expertise or is in that area, or he's somewhat of a trained biologist.
The first thing you said is accurate. You have no knowledge.
Who in the hell?
I would end with that.
And this guy's law enforcement. It's hey, you go in front of the camera and talk and just do what we, just say what we want you to say, as if it couldn't be more pathetic.
No.
Court records obtained by Channel 13 show he's an Israeli citizen here on a non-immigrant visa. Authorities say he works for a Chinese citizen who goes by the alias David Herr, who owns the home on Sugar Springs Drive. Herr is in a California jail charged following a 2023 investigation of an alleged illegal biolab in Reedley, California.
So let me get this straight. The Chinaman who is involved with espionage,
You had to call him a
testing,
Chinaman, didn't you?
I can't help myself. So he ends up getting the boot, and he's the one in federal prison, yet the Israeli is allowed to walk scot-free. And we are meant to believe that China's our greatest enemy. And don't get me wrong, there is economic warfare between us and China. That's a fact. Not that it wasn't like we didn't bring it on ourselves. Point being is that when it's China, we will throw the book and then some at anybody who is involved in this. And yet when it's Israel, they can do whatever they want.
See, I don't think we're in an economic war with China. We're fighting ourselves to the bottom, right? Like we're just spiraling a drain, and they're just sort of standing back and letting us, you don't ever interrupt your enemy when they're destroying themselves.
Yeah.
Like they don't need to do anything to us. That's what's so fascinating about it. Like you think we're in a war with, they're not in a war with us. They're just trying to exist.
That's for sure.
Leaders there holding a press.
Pathogens, including samples of COVID-19. There was 1,000 transgenic mice that were there.
Investigators say much of what was found in that Fresno warehouse is consistent with materials found in the lab in Las Vegas. Solomon manages more than 30 short-term rental properties, including this one where the biolab was found in Las Vegas.
See, now here's something, okay?
Unbelievable.
Let me tell you something. And I was going to say this before when somebody said something about meth labs. Am I the only one that whenever I see termite tenting, I assume somebody's running a meth lab now? Just asking.
Now it's even worse than that.
But it's just like that. That's when you see something that's a mobile thing, it's such an opportunity to get away with shit.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's not a permanent place.
Vegas.
Well, the man arrested in connection with the biolab discovery in Las Vegas has had federal charges dropped. Earlier this month, the U.S. Attorney's Office for Nevada filed a motion to dismiss the criminal complaint filed against Ori Solomon. He was taken to federal custody back in February after investigators conducted a raid on his Valley home. Officers found a refrigerator containing vials filled with unknown liquids. He was charged with disposing and discharging hazardous waste. Federal prosecutors had charged him with illegal possession of a firearm. An FBI complaint states his immigration status barred him from owning or possessing a gun. State-level charges against him remain ongoing in Las Vegas.
No, they're not. They will get tossed as well.
Why would you bother investigating someone when they're in a country that doesn't respect extradition? What would be the point? You just wasting resources? Just just cause.
Just the fact that the backstory involves a espionage situation with China, and they act one way towards them and then another way towards Israel. And they even said he was doing the exact same thing. If we-
Yeah, I saw some sort of something about a PDF. So that's a whole other.
Well, that's Alexandrovich. And that was shortly
Oh, I
before
see
that
what
as
you're saying.
well.
Oh yeah, this guy's just simply a biolab, just accidents happen kind of guy.
And then really, this is, I mean, again, I don't want to be presumptuous or anything, but what is it about Israelis and being pedophiles? Like, what is that about?
Well, when you have the most, I've never, again, they have the strongest sense of entitlement of any person on the planet. And it's sort of like what you say about the Epstein class of people in a way. It's very similar. So the Epstein class and the Zios, there's a similarity in that you get to this level of power where just living a normal life is not satisfying enough. You have to get into some really sick and twisted shit. Also, in order to get to that level of power, chances are you are a psychopath. I would suggest that there are no nice billionaires. All billionaires are bad. Every single one of them is a piece of shit. Every single one of them. Not a single person earned $1 billion. They all stole it, pillaged it, raped people, fucked people, did the environment, the whole thing. Yeah. So those type of people are sick fucks. So when you get a whole bunch of sick fucks together with unlimited money and resources, they do sick fuck shit. That's what this is. So it's really no different than regular people, except for regular people don't have the resources to get away with it for so long. So yeah, they just get to do a whole bunch of sick shit together. That's why.
If you need any further proof that this is not only a get out of jail free card, but this is America is going down with Israel unless we have a revolution, this is proof positive of that.